Hello and welcome to the first episode of the 900 Talladega project, brought to you by TR Autos, a Saab service centre from the UK. As you can probably already tell from the accent, we are from the beautiful county of Somerset. Somerset is famous for many things, like glorious sunshine, cows, cider, the Glastonbury Festival, and many not so glorious things that perhaps we won't talk about. Over the next however long it takes, we're going to be bringing this rather sad-looking 900 Talladega back to some sort of former glory in the hope that it might raise a bit of interest in these rather unloved but actually very good Saab modern classic models. So, let's start with a bit of history. Launched in 1994 after the successful Classic 900, the new generation 900 was met with some opposition as it was a first Saab and General Motors venture. People complained of poor quality, terrible handling, and of course that heavy cable-operated clutch, amongst other things. Thankfully, it was coupled with Saab's fantastic engines, and also came with GM's 2.5 litre V6, which was a surprisingly good addition to the model range. The futuristic Sensonic gearbox was also used in the new generation 900, which was a clutchless manual gearbox, and was, for its time, a massive achievement. But even with all that was good about the post-1994 900, it's still the unloved big brother of the classic 900, which is still seen to be one of the best Saab models. The car we have here is a model year 1997 900 Talladega convertible. What makes the 900 Talladega so special? Let's start with a bit of history. In 1996, 10 years after their record-setting Talladega runs in the 9000s, Saab returned to the American circuit with a fleet of 6 model year 1997 900s to carry out the Saab 900 Talladega Challenge. The cars were picked straight from the production line, 3 185 horsepower 2 litre turbo SEs, 2 170 horsepower 2.5 litre V6s and 1 130 horsepower 2 litre injection cars were selected. All were 5-speed manuals. Motoring journalists and members of the Saab performance team drove the 6 cars in the October of 1996, breaking all previous records and showing the motoring world just how good these cars really were. The only issues from 8 days and nights of driving were sadly one crashed car due to bad weather and minor mechanical damage, such as radiators from track debris. The cars went through the correct service schedules as if they were being used by road drivers, and all this was carried out in the pit lane. It was a fantastic achievement which has long been forgotten by many people. So, moving on, here is a little bit of info on our car. We purchased a car last year from a young owner who had been using it as a daily runaround. Unfortunately, it had ended up with a damaged rear brake caliper, which rendered it undrivable. Dave and myself went to have a look at it with a view to buying it for spares. After bringing it back to TR Autos, we were surprised by the condition of the car structure for a 23-year-old classic, so we decided to recommission it and put it back on the road. Right, that's enough talking. Let's start with an inspection on the ramp. Oh dear, well that was slightly unexpected, but actually easily fixed with the use of this rather special tool. Let's crack on and see what else we can find. eagle-eyed amongst you might have noticed that this has the incorrect DI cassette fitted. It has a black one and it should have a red one for Trionic 5. The other thing that seems to be missing is the vac line for the diverter valve, or dump valve as some people call it. We're fairly certain that this engine mount may have seen better days as well. A leaking radiator has also been spotted, and usually it's leaking from both end tanks. Engine and gearbox all seem okay, and the front subframe is in really good condition. There is some minor free play in the front track control arm bushes and the front anti-roll bar bushes, but all that can be sorted ready for the MOT. The other area of concern on these cars very often is the spare wheel well and rear chassis legs, but these are in really good condition. There are a few areas of corrosion on the centre floor which are going to require sorting out for the MOT. We've chalked these up ready for later on. The exhaust system in the centre of the car seems to be in very good condition and possibly original, so we're going to leave that for the time being. The previous owner had had problems with the rear brake calipers, and if you notice they differ from the offside to the near side. The inner rim on the offside rear wheel has distorted slightly, and so has the one on the offside front. I don't know about you, but I think some of these areas might be MOT fails. These brake pipes have seen better days and will require replacement for MOT. More brake pipes are required at the back axle, as are the fuel pipe clips as well. Corroded is an understatement for this exhaust back box, and a new one will be sourced directly from Saab. A small amount of welding required here. And finally, it's got odd sized tyres on the front and rear axles. So, we have our list. It's quite a long list, but at the moment, all we are interested in is getting the car MOT'd and back on the road. The cosmetic stuff can come later on. One area on this vehicle that we haven't talked about yet is the roof. Those of you that know about GM900 roofs know that they could be problematic, even when they were young, as it's an electronically operated system. Despite being green, the material on our roof is actually in very good condition and will benefit from being cleaned, dyed and proofed. Let's see what happens when we try and operate it. Better add that one to the list too then. Let's move on to the interior of the car. As you can see, the leather seats are in quite poor condition and will benefit from some sort of a refurb. Inside is a very rare Saab accessory wood kit, which is lovely if you like to wear a pair of slippers and smoke a pipe whilst driving. Right, let's get these seats out and get them off to the refurbishers. Unfortunately, no treasure was found under the driver's seat. seats out, we're going to try and get them refurbished whilst we get on with some other work on the car. That's it for this episode. See you next time. Cheers then. Next time on the 900 Talladega project, we order some new parts and discover the He-Man had previously done up our sump plug.
Jesus!
We also add at least 5 brake horsepower with this Map Tune air filter. No, 10 horsepower.